Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve questions from exercise 4.1 from chapter 4, that is quadratic equations. So here we have two main questions and within those we have many sub questions. So let us start with the first question now. Check whether the following are quadratic equations. Now quadratic equations are one in which the highest degree or highest power of x is going to be 2. So when we simplify these equations, we have to check the highest power of x. And if it is going to be 2, then it is going to be a quadratic equation. If the highest power of x is not going to be 2, then it is not going to be a quadratic equation. So let us start with the first one, that is x plus 1 the whole square is equal to 2 times x minus 3. Now here for the left hand side x plus 1 the whole square, we are going to make use of an algebraic identity, that is a plus b the whole square. This expands as a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now here x takes the place of a and 1 takes the place of b. So using this identity we have expanded x plus 1 the whole square as x square plus 2 times x times 1 plus 1 square is equal to, now we have expanded this right hand side bracket, that is 2 multiplies with x giving us 2x and 2 multiplies with negative 3 giving us negative 6. Now in the next step we have simplified this equation. So x square plus 2 times x times 1 gives us 2x plus 1 square is 1 is equal to 2x minus 6. Now here plus 2x and plus 2x can be cancelled from both the sides of equal to sign, that is they will get subtracted. So we are left with x square plus 1 is equal to negative 6. Now you do not have to solve it further. You can see that the highest power of x is 2 over here. So this given equation is going to be a quadratic equation. So here we have to write, yes, the equation is quadratic. The second sub question is x square minus 2x is equal to negative 2 times 3 minus x. So let us start simplifying this equation. So here the left hand side stays the same, that is x square minus 2x is equal to, now negative 2 multiplies with this bracket, that is negative 2 times positive 3 gives us negative 6 and negative 2 times negative x gives us positive 2x. Now here we are going to take these two terms on the left hand side. So the equation becomes x square minus 2x. Now plus 2x when it comes on the left hand side it becomes minus 2x and negative 6 when it comes on the other side it becomes positive 6 equal to, since no terms are left out over here, we are going to write it as 0. Now simplifying this equation we get x square minus 2x, they both are like terms with the same signs. So they will get added up giving us negative 4x plus 6 equal to 0. Now we cannot simplify it further. So we have to check the highest power of x here. So the highest power of x here is 2, which means the given equation is quadratic equation. So here we have written, yes, the equation is quadratic. X minus 2 times x plus 1 is equal to x minus 1 times x plus 3. So here we have to expand the brackets on both the sides of the equal to sign. X multiplies with x giving us x square. X multiplies with positive 1 giving us positive 1x or positive x. Negative 2 multiplies with x giving us negative 2x. And negative 2 multiplies with positive 1 giving us negative 2 equal to, now let us expand the right hand side. X multiplies with x giving us x square. X multiplies with positive 3 giving us positive 3x. Negative 1 multiplies with x giving us negative 1x or negative x. And negative 1 multiplies with positive 3 giving us negative 3. Now let us simplify it further. So on the left hand side we get x square. Now positive 1x and negative 2x, they both are like terms. So when we add them together we are going to get it as negative 1x minus 2 is equal to x square. Now plus 3x and minus x are like terms. So when we add them together we are going to get positive 2x minus 3. Now here we can see that x square and x square can be cancelled from both the sides of the equal to sign or they will get subtracted. So the terms which are going to remain here are negative x negative 2 is equal to 2x minus 3. So here we can see that the highest power of x is 1. It is not 2, which means this given equation is not quadratic. So here we have written, no, the given equation is not quadratic equation. Now the fourth sub-question is x minus 3 times 2x plus 1 is equal to x times x plus 5. So let us begin by expanding the brackets on both the sides of equal to sign. So x multiplies with 2x giving us 2x square. X multiplies with positive 1 giving us positive 1x. Negative 3 multiplies with positive 2x giving us negative 6x. Negative 3 times positive 1 gives us negative 3 equal to x multiplies with x giving us x square and x times positive 5 is positive 5x. Now let us take these two terms on the left hand side. So we get 2x square. Now positive x and negative 6x are like terms. So when you add them together you get negative 5x, negative 3. Now positive x square on the left hand side becomes negative x square and positive 5x on the left hand side becomes negative 5x equal to 0. Now 2x square and negative x square, they are like terms. So when you subtract them you get 1x square and negative 5x and negative 5x are like terms with the same signs. So when you add them you get negative 10x, negative 3 equal to 0. Now you cannot simplify it further and you can see that the highest power of x here is 2. So this given equation is going to be a quadratic equation. So here we have written, yes, the equation is quadratic equation. 2x minus 1 times x minus 3 is equal to x plus 5 times x minus 1. Now this is very similar to the questions we have done above. So you can pause the video and give it a try. So let us begin by expanding the brackets on both the sides of the equal to sign. So 2x times x gives us 2x square. 2x times negative 3 gives us negative 6x. Negative 1 times x gives us negative x. And negative 1 times negative 3 gives us positive 3 equal to x times x is x square. X times negative 1 is negative 1x. Positive 5 times x is positive 5x. And positive 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Now in the next step we have simplified these two equations a bit further. So 2x square. Now negative 6x and negative x, they are like terms. So they will add up together to give us negative 7x plus 3 equal to x square. Now negative x and positive 5x are like terms again. So they will get added up to give us positive 4x minus 5. Now let us take all these three terms on the left hand side. So we get 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Now positive x square becomes negative x square. Positive 4x becomes negative 4x. And negative 5 becomes positive 5 equal to 0. Now let us gather the like terms. That is 2x square and minus x square, they are like terms. So they will get added or subtracted to give us 1x square. Now negative 7x and negative 4x are like terms with the same signs. So they will get added to give us negative 11x. And positive 3 and positive 5, they both are constants. So they will add up together to give us positive 8 equal to 0. Now here we cannot simplify this equation further and we can see that the highest power of x is 2. So this given equation is going to be a quadratic equation. So here we have written, yes, the equation is quadratic equation. Now the sixth sub-question, x square plus 3x plus 1 is equal to x minus 2 the whole square. So let us begin by expanding the right hand side by using the algebraic identity, which is a minus b the whole square, which will expand as a square minus 2ab plus b square. So here x takes the place of a and 2 takes the place of b. So x minus 2 the whole square we have expanded as x square minus 2 times x times 2 plus 2 square. The left hand side terms all remain the same. Now simplifying this we get x square plus 3x plus 1 is equal to x square minus 2 times x times 2 gives us minus 4x plus 2 square is 4. So here x square and x square will get cancelled from both the sides of equal to sign. That is, they will get subtracted. So we are left with 3x plus 1 is equal to negative 4x plus 4. So here we can see that the highest power of x is 1. So this given equation is not a quadratic equation. So here we have written, no, the equation is not quadratic. X plus 2 the whole cube is equal to 2x times x square minus 1. Now here to expand the left hand side, we have to make use of an algebraic identity, which is a plus b the whole cube is equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. Now here in place of a we are going to take x, and in place of b we are going to take 2. So here we expand the left hand side as x cube plus 2 cube plus 3 times x square times 2 plus 3 times x times 2 square is equal to, now let us expand the right hand side. So we are going to multiply 2x with x square giving us 2x cube. 2x multiplies with -1 giving us -2x. Now let us simplify this equation. So we get x cube plus 2 cube is 8 plus 3 times 2 is 6. So here we get the term as 6x square plus 3 times x times 2 square is 4 is equal to 2x cube minus 2x. Now further simplifying this, we get x cube plus 8 plus 6x square plus 3 times 4 is 12 and 12 times x gives us 12x is equal to, now the right hand side stays the same. Now let us take all the terms on the left hand side to the right hand side. So we get 2x cube minus 2x, then plus x cube becomes minus x cube, plus 6x square becomes minus 6x square, plus 12x becomes minus 12x, and plus 8 becomes minus 8 equal to 0. Now we are going to gather the like terms, that is 2x cube minus 1x cube. When you add them or subtract them together, you get 1x cube. Then we have the x square term, that is negative 6x square. Then we are going to add the x terms, that is negative 2x and negative 12x. Since the signs are same, they are going to get added up giving us negative 14x. And finally the constant, that is negative 8 equal to 0. Now here we cannot further simplify the equation, and we can see that the highest power of x is 3. So this is not a quadratic equation, this is a cubic equation. So here we are going to write, no, the equation is not quadratic equation. X cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1 is equal to x minus 2 the whole cube. Now here again, to expand the right hand side, we have to use an algebraic identity, which is a minus b the whole cube. Now this bracket expands as a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. Now here in place of a we are going to take x, and in place of b we are going to take 2. So here the left hand side terms all remain the same, and expanding the right hand side we get x cube minus 2 cube minus 3 times x square times 2 plus 3 times x times 2 square. That is by using this identity. Now let us simplify this. Now again the left hand side terms remain the same, is equal to x cube minus 2 cube becomes 8 minus 3 times 2 is 6. So we get 6x square plus 3 times x times 2 square is 4. Now further simplifying this, now the left hand side again remains the same, is equal to x cube minus 8 minus 6x square plus 3 times 4 is 12 and 12 times x gives us plus 12x. Now here we are going to cancel the x cube terms from both the sides of the equal to sign, or they get subtracted. So we are left with negative 4x square negative x plus 1 is equal to negative 8 negative 6x square plus 12x. Now let us take the right hand side terms on the left hand side. So negative 6x square becomes positive 6x square, positive 12x becomes negative 12x, and minus 8 becomes positive 8. And then we are going to write all the left hand side terms, that is minus 4x square minus x and plus 1 equal to 0. Now we are going to gather the like terms, that is 6x square and minus 4x square. They will subtract each other giving us 2x square. Then negative 12x and negative x both are like terms with the same signs. So they will add up together to give us negative 13x. And then we have positive 8 and positive 1. So they will add up together to give us positive 9 equal to 0. Now we cannot further simplify this equation, and we can see that the highest power of x is 2 over here. So this equation represents a quadratic equation. So here we have written, yes, the equation is quadratic equation. Represent the following situations in the form of quadratic equations. So here we have been given some word problems, and we have to understand the statements given, and depending on that we have to form quadratic equations. Now we do not have to solve those quadratic equations, we have to just form the equations over here. So let us start with the first one. The area of a rectangular plot is 528 square meters. The length of the plot in meters is 1 more than twice its breadth. We need to find the length and the breadth of the plot. So here let us try to understand the question by using a rough figure. So we have been given a rectangular plot and the area of this rectangle is given as 528 meters square. Now they have given that the length of the plot is 1 more than twice its breadth. So let us consider the breadth or the width of this rectangle as x. So here we have written let the breadth be x meters and the statement is the length of the plot is 1 more than twice its breadth. So here the length becomes 1 more, means 1, more means addition, keep in your mind. So wherever you see this keyword more, you have to take into consideration the addition. So here we have written length is equal to 1 plus twice its breadth. Twice means 2 times its breadth. And the breadth we have considered here is x. So here the length becomes 1 plus 2 times breadth or 1 plus 2x. And since here the area of the rectangle is given, let us make use of area of a rectangle formula. So the formula is area of rectangle is equal to length times breadth. Area is given as 528 meters square is equal to, we found the length as 1 plus 2x times the breadth is x. Now here we are going to expand the bracket. So 528 is equal to x multiplies with 1 giving us 1x, or you can write it as just x, plus x multiplies with 2x giving us 2x square. Now rearranging this we get 2x square plus x. Now taking positive 528 on the right hand side, we get it as negative 528 is equal to 0. So the quadratic equation here we get is 2x square plus x minus 528 is equal to 0. So this is going to be our answer. The product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. We need to find the integers. So let us understand what are consecutive positive integers first. So for example, if I consider a positive integer, say 5, then the neighboring numbers to 5 becomes the consecutive numbers. So here 4, which comes before 5, and 6, which comes after 5, can be called as consecutive positive integers. So basically consecutive means the neighbors of the given number. So here if you consider the number 4, the consecutive positive integer next to it is 5, and so on. So let us consider the two consecutive positive integers as the first positive integer as x and the second positive integer as x plus 1. Now here, for example, if I consider the positive integer x as 1, then the consecutive or neighboring integer to 1 is going to be 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now here we have not considered x minus 1 because you can see here if I consider x equal to 1 and if I consider here x minus 1, so the number is going to be 1 minus 1, which is 0. So here we are considering only positive integers. So 0 cannot be considered as a positive integer. It is neither positive nor negative. So since we are considering only the positive integers, we are going to take the first integer as x and the second integer as x plus 1. Now once we have considered these positive integers, let us focus on the statement. The statement is product of these two consecutive positive integers is 306. So basically we have to multiply these two integers we have taken. So here we have written x times x plus 1 and the product of these two numbers should be equal to 306. Now in the next step, we are going to expand this bracket, giving us x times x gives us x square, x times plus 1 gives us plus x is equal to 306. Now taking 306 on the left hand side, we get x square plus x minus 306 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation formed when we take the product of these two consecutive positive integers. Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages in years 3 years from now will be 360. We would like to find Rohan's present age. So let us consider Rohan's age as x years. So here we have written let Rohan's present age be equal to x years. Then Rohan's mother's present age will be equal to 26 years older than him, means you have to add 26 years to Rohan's age. So here we have written Rohan's mother's present age will be x plus 26 years. So if Rohan is 1 year old, his mother will be 1 plus 26, that is 27 years old. Now once we have got their ages, let us focus on the statement. The statement is product of their ages 3 years from now will be 360. Means we have to take the product of their ages and we have to make sure that we have to take 3 years from now, which means we are talking about the future. So 3 years from now means if Rohan is 1 year now, then 3 years from now, that is 3 years in the future, it is going to be 1 plus 3. That is, he will be 4 years old. So here we have taken the product of their ages, but we have made sure that we have to add 3 years from now. So Rohan's age becomes x plus 3 times, now his mother's age will become x plus 26 plus 3, and this will be equal to 360. Now in the next step we have simplified this bracket, that is x plus 3 remains the same, and the second bracket becomes x plus 26 plus 3 is 29 is equal to 360. Now in the next step we are going to expand these brackets, giving us x times x is x square, x times plus 29 is plus 29x, plus 3 times x is plus 3x, and plus 3 times plus 29 gives us plus 87 is equal to 360. Now in the next step we have added these two like terms and we have taken this 360 on the left hand side, giving us x square, 29x plus 3x gives us plus 32x, plus 87, and plus 360 becomes minus 360 equal to 0. Now simplifying this we get x square plus 32x and 87 minus 360 gives us minus 273 is equal to 0. So this is the equation formed when we multiply the ages of Rohan and Rohan's mother 3 years from now. A train travels a distance of 480 kilometers at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. We need to find the speed of the train. So let us consider the speed of the train as x kilometers per hour first. So let us say the original speed of the train is x kilometers per hour, and the distance covered by the train is given as 480 kilometers. Now it is given that if the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less. So less is a keyword which says that you have to subtract the number from the given speed. So here we have written the new speed of the train, that is when it is started to move slowly, the speed becomes x minus 8 kilometers per hour. But the distance covered by the train is going to be same. So here we have written distance covered by the train is still going to be 480 kilometers. Now once we have written this, let us focus on the statement. That is, if the speed had been 8 kilometers less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So here we have to consider the speed, distance and time formula. So this is the formula which you have learned, that is speed is equal to distance over time. Now we are going to rearrange this equation, giving us time is equal to distance over speed. Now here let us frame an equation for the given statement. So the equation formed here is time when speed is reduced will be equal to 3 hours plus time with original speed. So here if the train reduces its speed, it is going to take 3 hours more than the original time it would have taken to reach the destination. So time when speed is reduced, the fraction becomes distance over speed. Distance is 480 kilometers over the reduced speed is x minus 8 is equal to 3 hours. So we have written 3 here plus now time with original speed becomes distance over speed. Distance is again 480 over the original speed was x. So once we have framed this equation, let us take 480 over x on the left hand side. So here we have written 480 over x minus 8 minus 480 over x equal to 3. Now we are going to cross multiply these two fractions. That is x multiplies with 480 and x minus 8 multiplies with 480 and the denominators will multiply together, giving us 480x minus 480 times x minus 8 over x times x minus 8 equal to 3. Now here simplifying the equation, we get 480x remains the same Now we are going to expand this bracket. That is minus 480 multiplies with x, giving us minus 480x. And minus 480 multiplies with negative 8, giving us positive 3840. And at the same time, this denominator goes on the other side of equal to sign and multiplies with 3, giving us 3 times x minus 8. Now here positive 480x and negative 480x will add up to give us 0. So they get cancelled out, leaving behind 3840 is equal to, now expanding these two, we get 3x times x as 3x square and 3x multiplies with negative 8, giving us negative 24x. Now simplifying it further, we get 3x square minus 24x, and taking 3840 on the right hand side, we get minus 3840 equal to 0. Now here, all the three terms are divisible by 3. That is, we can divide the first term by 3, the second term by 3, and the third term by 3, and 0 divided by 3. Now 3 divided by 3, we get 1x square, and 3 divides 24, that is 3 1 times is 3, and 3 8 times is 24. So we have written here minus 8x, and 3 divides 3840, that is 3 1 times is 3, and 3 1280 times gives us 3840. And 0 divided by 3 gives us 0. So this is the equation formed, that is x square minus 8x minus 1280 equal to 0. So this is our answer. I hope you have understood all the steps and liked the video. And if you found this video useful, then check out this playlist where you'll find more examples of this kind. And if you're liking my videos, like, share and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.